Didn't listen, did he?
15 minutes
They
later,
never
and
do.
already
What are you talking about?
we're back.
Samavilla contract Esco got a while back. Good story.
Finish it in a minute. First, some more fuel.
Ooh, now that's a kick in the liver. What is it?
The Gauntlet. Equal parts spirit and white gull. What's that look about? Yen's gone to bed. Time for some serious drinking.
Damn straight. Pour us another. Bottoms up.
Yen's not going to be pleased with this. Okay. He's still going. Geralt does not look like he's enjoying this. I would probably like to play a round of cards here. I mean, we have obviously played Lambert before, but we've not played Eskel, and I don't know if there's actually a chance of us getting new cards out of this. In which case, I mean, definitely want to do it if that's true. My one concern about doing that is if we do immediately go to that, then we might miss the opportunity to have these conversations here. But if we do these conversations, then we might miss the opportunity to play some Gwent. And, well, I suppose the time to go to sleep is the opt-out. So I'm hoping that we do get the chance to do all these things. Let's take them one by one.
So, what's this about a Samavilla?
Snared this peasant in her dance.
So, what did you do?
Instead of being happy, he escaped with his life. Yoko fell head over heels in love. Wanted me to trap her. Turned him down. So he tried it on his own with a fishing net. Bet you they're still dancing a mazurka in some fallow field.
Great story. With a moral, too.
Really? What's that?
Stay away from dangerous women.
Alright, you guys gonna lay off Yen? Like, get it. You're not big fans of hers.
Will you ever lay off Yen?
Yeah, soon as I trust her.
You brave a fire for her. Whereas she plays you like a cheap fiddle. Way it's always been.
I mean, it is pretty
Listen
true.
to you two goddamn relationship experts.
Don't exactly think that
How did
Yen
you
and
expect
Geralt's
me to
relationship
socialize?
is the healthiest of
For
relationships.
good reason.
Fine, leave pretty boy alone before he gets grumpy. Already has that pouty look on his face. I can't stand it. Drink up, girl. To you and Yen. Happily ever after. Colder and up a nice giant's ass in here.
Well,
Shall return. Gotta go drain the dragon.
I was gonna say, I hope you're not speaking from experience. Not that cold in here to us, or do you get along? Ooh, the inside gossip. Do you get along with Lambert? I don't know. I'm not usually big on the gossip myself, but I suppose.
You and Lambert
We can prod a
get
bit.
along?
In a way, I've learned not to talk to him about certain things.
Guessing that's quite a list.
It is.
Hello, youngins. Got your own little carnival going, eh? Alcohol, my good man, is a witcher's worst enemy.
Where did you dig up that bonnet?
Vesemir's trunk. The height of fashion in 1112. Old man probably put it on when he went courting, or in the jargon of the time, wooing the damsels. Men, a witcher's life is not all cards and liquor. It is toil. It is labor. No gurgling babes to wean for us. Nay, not for us.
All right. One Vesemir's enough. Take that off before you get it dirty. And pour.
Oh, I'll pour, Esco. I'll pour. To the brim. Cause without vodka, you're as stiff as a bookkeeper in a body gap.
Alright, I do actually wonder if, you know, there was the whole component where Yen was like, hey, don't stay up late, we got important stuff to do tomorrow. I'm actually kind of curious if there is a difference between, like, going to bed immediately, as we could have done. Now the camera is perhaps seemingly getting a bit shakier than it was before. So, like, do we get progressively drunker the more of these things we decide to do? So, like, let's have some fun sounds a lot like let's just drink even more. So I think we try going for cards here. We might pass up on this, because it might actually jeopardize what we do tomorrow. Well, let's do this in case there are
How about a
actually
round of
cards for
cards?
us to
Why not?
gain.
Playing for coin, though, right?
I mean, play for cards, ideally, but I suppose coin will do. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It is looking like.
Unless you'd rather play strip Gwent.
Let's not go there.
Maybe I'd finally come to understand what women see in you.
Alright,
Compare
very
your
funny.
trouser snakes later. Pouch is on the table. What's with him?
Don't worry about it. Let's play.
So who are we playing now? It's like we played Lambert, but we've not played Eskel. So I hope we're actually playing Eskel. Otherwise, I don't know how we're playing three-person match. That'd be cool if we could, but I don't see how that would work. So I think we stick with Northern Realms here. Certainly did well previously. This time it's Nilfgaard we're going against. I would like to know if this is technically Lambert or technically Eskel, although I don't think we can figure out at this stage. Okay, so we have Decoy, Scorch, Melee Nerf, couple of Siege Experts, which is not great. Spy, that's fine. Medic, good. Second Medic. Couple Heroes, I think we have very few Siege units, and then the Siege Experts that would boost other Siege units, but we gotta have other Siege units to get boosted for these guys to be any use at all. So I think we dump them. And we'll get a Catapult, which I think is probably still a better swap. And then we get a different 6 strength Siege unit here. I think that's probably a reasonable trade. I thought they were going first, and then it said we're going first. Okay. Sure. I think, as per usual, we'll lead off with the leaders to avoid getting scorched. You'll play a spy, which I think, will proceed to immediately steal with our decoy. Because I think this is basically the best spy you can get on Nilfgaard. Okay, 5 strength unit in the range row. That's fine. So we could proceed to dump our spies now. Or we could Scorch the one unit that you played. I mean, that's not a great Scorch play. I think we probably do drop you guys in. Of course, there's a chance that they'll turn around and do the same thing that we did to them and use Decoy to swipe one of those cards back, although we just drew into a Decoy, so we could continue passing around the spies if necessary, and, well, you didn't swipe them, at least not immediately. It does suggest that perhaps second spy is safe. And I would love if you would play more cards in the melee row, because we did just draw the dragon, which will destroy the highest card in the melee row if you have 10 or more strength there. If you were to play a 4 strength card, then you'd all be tied for the highest card, and you'd have more than 10 strength in that row, and we'd destroy you all in the process. That'd be a nice play, but at least as of right now, it does not work. Scorch would remove just this 5. Still not really good enough to be worth it. Oh, we did draw into our second catapult, so that's big. I think we... Let's see, do we have anything low enough that it would not become the Scorch target? Only thing would be our Medic that doesn't have anything to revive right now, and that'd still be tied for the highest unit out there. So I think that means we more or less have to go with a Siri play here. Perhaps a little bit overkill, but we'll see. Okay, now you at least have a few 5 strength units out there, so Scorch is starting to look better. You are also now at above 10 strength in melee row, so if we wanted to, we could get rid of just the 5 strength in the melee row with the dragon, or we could get rid of the 5 strength in both the melee and range row by going with Scorch. So this is definitely better than the dragon, at least in that regard, though the dragon does come along with 7 strength of her own. So it's not a fantastic Scorch, but it's a decent Scorch. Although, I'll tell you what, I mean, we are in the lead now with a 3-card advantage. It's actually a little bit tempting to pass here. Force them to either pass as well and give us the round 1 victory, or go down another card, give us a 4-card advantage going forward, which is pretty huge. That's awfully tempting here. I think I might actually go that route. and I'm curious to see what route they do have to take. They will have just enough strength to pass us efficiently here. They do seem to have some pretty weak cards. You know, they had a couple of 2-strength cards out there, so I'm not too concerned they should immediately pass here. Sadly, what they ought to do, but they don't. So that's kind of silly. Well, the other thing is that it would have potentially been useful to play at least one non-hero card so that we have something to bring back with our medic. Could do that now. Basically play an okay siege card. One of our 6-strengthers, I'm thinking, which would be enough to surpass our opponent. And if it does get scorched or removed in some way, shape, or form, then we can bring it back with the medic. Or if they pass and say, okay, fine, we'll give you the victory here, then, okay, well, that's unfortunate. Don't like the siege nerf, because we are very siege-oriented. So, that does complicate matters considerably. Our only non-siege, non-hero unit would be the dragon, which would give us 7 strength and melee row, which would be enough. We could scorch now, remove your 1 card, and then we would surpass you with 1 strength to your 0 strength. Something, because yeah, basically the dragon or Yennefer are our 2 best alternatives, and both of those are not really doing their primary thing. Yennefer can't actually use her medic ability, and then the dragon doesn't actually scorch anyone. They're just 7 strength cards, which is not terrible, but we'd like to save them for perhaps an occasion in which they're better than this. So I think we might actually go with the Scorch, despite it being very weak right now. Situationally, at least, it is quite useful. How did you gain a card in your hand when that happened? You went from 3 cards to 4 cards? Am I going crazy there? You were on 3 cards, then I scorched you, and then you went up. You gained a card in your hand? That seemed awfully silly. Little confused by that. Of course, what would you having another 3-strength card out there? If we did wait a little bit, then we could have scorched you both simultaneously. And that is, of course, what could have happened had we been more patient with it. But I was hoping that we'd get rid of 1 card, and then what with them having very few cards, they would need to pass, because otherwise they'd have no cards to play in round 3 and would guarantee that they'd lose that. But at this point, we don't. I mean, we could melee nerf. It would drop you down to 1 strength. However, Nilfgaard's special ability is that you win ties, so we would still need to play 1 more card. So I think, again, we're stuck playing a less than ideal card. In this case, it's probably the dragon. But we really don't have many choices from here on out. Okay, you're going to melee nerf, which, again, is pretty silly. I mean, it is nerfing us more than it's nerfing you, but we still have the lead here. In some respects, you know, it does force us to play 1 more card to guarantee that we win this round here. Because, you know, if we pass right now, then they play 1 more card and they win the game. But I think that no matter what we do, it's very likely that they're gonna pass next turn. So let's take a look at our graveyard here. Yeah, just heroes and special cards at the moment. We're gonna have you 2 go in it after this round. Those are, I mean, certainly the dragon could be big, so we'd like to hold on to our medic, save you for that. So I think we maybe just throw in another 1 strength. And I do suspect that our opponent will pass here. No! Okay, this is very silly, because they have 1 card. So what are you going to do? Play your last card in this round? Pick a torrential rain from your deck and play it instantly. That's what? Is that the siege nerf? That's torrential rain? That is torrential rain. Okay, that is concerning, because that would mean guaranteed siege nerf, yes. However, you're going to have at most 1 card in the next round, which means you can't win. I mean, maybe you have a medic, although Nilfgaard, I think, has very few medics, so I kind of doubt it. But, I think we do kind of need to split the catapults here. So we want to save Yen. She's a hero. So she's most likely to be able to withstand whatever that last card may be. We're not going to need a lot of strength, so even if you're getting nerfed down to 1, and we're splitting you... Okay, why, though? Why would you play every single card that you have makes quite literally no sense. You have guaranteed that we will win this match. We draw another card because we're Northern Realms. We draw a card when we win a round. And this card alone will guarantee that we win. So, well done. You immediately pass because you have nothing that you can do. You did it to yourself. It was really silly. Really silly. I suppose we'll bring back the catapult because we can. Because you'll double each other. Then we'll use leader ability to double the siege row. And then we'll use our decoy to play the medic again in order to trigger the ability to bring back another unit, and then we'll bring back another siege unit so that it gets stubbled as well, and then we'll throw down Yennefer, and we'll throw down a melee nerf because it won't affect us and it won't affect you. Oh, right, I forgot. Yennefer also does her medic thing. So yeah, we'll throw you out there as well, and then we'll nerf a melee row because Geralt's unaffected by it, and you don't have anything out there, but we can, so we will. Yeah, so, 120 to nothing. Something like that.
Good game, Geralt. Especially that move with the...
Esco. He doesn't need any praise, just pour.
Alright, well, we should be going to bed now. I think it's time to go to sleep. Enough fun has been had for one night, I believe. I was trying to see if the camera was getting any wilder with the way it was waving around, and for a second there it was staying pretty still, so I was like, nah, I don't think so, but then every once in a while it goes a big whoop. So yeah, I think now is probably a good time for us to call it a night.
Alright, guys. Bedtime.
Speak for yourself. Night's still young as I see it.
But we're not. And tomorrow's a big day.
Fine. Drinking with my mirror image is just no fun. At least it wasn't last time.
See? Even you can't stand yourself. Good night.
Next morning, uh-oh. No place like home. We did sleep on the floor when we were saying not the most pleasant of places to sleep.
Damn. What a dream.
Was that a dream? I don't know. There is Uma. It does appear as though Vesemir's attempt to go out and do the thing in
See, everyone's up and at
the hillside did not work.
Take it you had a productive evening?
Yes. We talked about Uma till late.
So I guess you didn't get a chance to see to the beams in the tower.
Not exactly.
No. But we'll, get to that, I promise. Right, Lambert?
Amber's like,
Give the boys a rap on the knuckles later. Let's get to work.
okay. Did you at least... I mean, clearly the method, or at least did not appear to work, but did you at least learn anything in the process, Vesemir?
Vesemir, learn anything?
While you were out hunting fork-tails...
I was studying the blade.
I examined Uma. Noticed one thing. At moments of, what's the term, relaxed consciousness, he behaves differently. While falling
Go on.
asleep, he'd pause, awake for an instant. Something different about his movements, his gaze then, but only for a moment. So I induced a trance, hypnotized him essentially. No effect at first, but as he dropped into deep lethargy, I heard something. A sigh or a moan. And it wasn't Uma's voice.
All right. I just don't get how that helps us.
Then keep silent. Thank you, Vesemir. And I apologize for what I said earlier. Have the boys told you what we plan to do?
Yes, don't like it one bit. But I suppose I have to trust you.
This is apparently the operating table, so to speak.
Thought we got rid of that table ages ago.
Must be 50 years since I last saw sad Albert.
Couldn't bear to part with it. Thought we might find a use for it one day. You know how old people are.
Sure.
At
Every
least he's
grandpa out there's
self-aware.
got an attic full of torture devices.
I mean, kind of true. At least the fact that it is a torture device is kind of true. I hope that every grandpa does not have a torture device in their attic. That part, I hope, is not the case. What about now, though? Do we get going? Give this a shot?
Right. So what now?
We can begin. We need only brew the potions.
Wait, why couldn't we?
Do it earlier? Because the preparatory potions for the trial are strongly reactive. They must be administered immediately after they're brewed. Satisfied?
Should we be concerned that Yen knows more about this than the
Here are the
Witchers?
formulae. Eskel, take a bottle of spirit.
This
No.
process that's supposed to be top
After
secret?
last night,
And disinfect the tools. Well, chop chop.
Okay. Character entry got updated for Uma.
You don't know who's trapped in Uma's body. How did you figure the proportions?
Performed a series of complex calculations. Extrapolated some data. Ran simulations.
Got some calibrations to do.
Meaning you guessed.
Oh dear. Sounds like she needs to talk to Garrus. Okay, let's take a look at what we now know about Uma. Because apparently the answer is at least a little bit more than before. Well, Uma is near the bottom. There you are. Okay. So, though Yennefer and Vesemir, just combine the names while we're at it, agreed Uma was suffering from a powerful curse, they could not reach a consensus about how to go about lifting it. Sharp words were exchanged before Vesemir stepped in and announced that before Yennefer did anything, he would try one of the traditional Witcher methods. All that was left, the others, was to wait. The Vesemir's method had worked to disenchant the famous Swan of Povis. It brought no breakthrough here. Vesemir did, however, succeed in confirming that Uma's body was a sort of magic prison in which some other being was being trapped. Fair enough. Okay, so gather the necessary ingredients, brew the decoctions, the trial of the grasses. Well, this is some of the stuff, at least the fork-tail spinal fluid that we were picking up previously. Oh boy! Lovely! Just lovely. Don't love that when we see the name above Uma, it says ugliest man alive and not Uma. Feels like that's just, you know, taking a shot at Uma when you don't really need to. Oh, we need to brew them as well. Where do we actually do the brewing? Is there a... Okay, this is the broader, overarching one. Brew the decoctions, the trial of the grasses. Is there a specific place in the castle where we do that? Like, I was kind of thinking we just pick up the stuff and then talk to you guys, but I don't think that's actually how that works.
Yes?
Yes? What is it, Wolf?
You'll actually talk to us. But,
See you
don't
later,
think talking about a
Vesemir.
mirror is... Okay! Hey, what's up, Uma? How's it going? Apparently we're up there now. Alright, where was the place where we actually picked up the potion-y stuff? Over here, right? This is where we actually do the mixing and whatnot, or is there a different place where we perform the alchemy? Here? Looks kind of alchemy-ish. Oh, no, you know what it is? We have the recipe for it. We just do the alchemy this way. I gotcha. Hold on just a second. The decoctions for the the decoctions of the grasses. See, this says the decoction of the grasses used to begin the process by which a normal human body is mutated into that of a witcher. Yeah, you know. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing, I'm sure. It'll all be fine. All be fine. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing, right? We're just gonna save because it's not like we could conceivably find a reason why we might perhaps want to go back to this moment in time.
Potion's ready.
Tools, too.
Good. Vesemir?
Hookweed extract to deaden the pain. I know. Done this before.
Eskel, make the incisions in his veins. Insert the
Oh,
tubes.
lovely.
Geralt, place the potion vials in the feeders.
Okay. Hey, Uma. Hate to break it to you, buddy.
Ready.
This is not gonna be pleasant.
Open the valves. It doesn't matter in which order.
You sure about that? Lambert does not approve. I mean, you say it doesn't matter the order, but something tells me that, well, I mean, as soon as we start doing this, then horrendous things are gonna start happening to Uma, right? And so it's gonna be like, oh no, stop, stop, stop! And it's like, oh, Garrett, why did you do it in that order? I told you to do this. No, you didn't tell us to do it in that order. What are you talking about? You said do it in whatever order you wanted. I mean, all these things sound wonderfully pleasant, like mother's tears. Let's go with the speargrass sap, of course. Yep. Okay.
The hookweed work?
If it hadn't, the pain would have sent him into shock, killed him.
So, everything's going smoothly.
No, but it's within known norms.
Administer the next potion.
Okay. Stop, this is a bad idea. Well, I mean, in many respects it may be, but I'm not sure we have many alternatives here. Let's go Wild Rye next, I guess? Well, I mean, still appears to be alive.
I'd hoped I would never have to watch this again.
Why'd you keep the table then?
He has a point. Because I feared I might have to,
Geralt, next potion.
is perhaps his answer. But, doesn't say it though. Alright, this is, in theory, the last one. Okay, Jennifer?
Okay, Finn.
What now?
Now we wait for the potions to do their work. Might take a day, might take more.
Might
You
take
need
30
only
seconds.
wait. True. But I must maintain the stabilizing spell. Uma's body is not nearly as resilient as a young candidate witch's. Without this, he...
Do that.
Eskel, I'm sorry. Would you mind?
Oh
Getting
dear.
Some rags. On it.
Lovely. Just fantastic.
I can't believe we're doing this.
Wiping vomit off the floor?
No, the trial. If that's Syrian there, she could come out of this crippled, wrong in the head, just emotionless. Thought about that?
I mean, yes, sort of. I'd like to believe that Yen knows what she's doing. Also, we don't really have much of a choice.
I trust Yen. She knows what she's doing.
Don't doubt that. But do we know what she's doing? She tell you how likely this is to work?
Gentlemen, the floor's as clean as it'll ever be. And I need to be wiped down as well.
Just step on back
No
there,
offense,
Eskel.
but I'd rather Geralt did it.
Yeah.
Understood. I'd prefer that too.
Few hours later, okay, so theoretically possible that we could reach a conclusion soon. Eskel's passed out. Is this just gonna be like an
Yes.
instantaneous blink of an eye, okay, now we're done type of thing, or is this gonna be a slow and steady type of situation?
Once that's complete, we'll need to reform it. Or he'll die.
Oh, fantastic.
You witches were given mutagens. We will use spells.
Hey, Yen, you're dozing off.
Yeah.
No, just resting my eyes.
Yeah, it's called sleeping.
Then do something to keep me awake.
Pinching's apparently effective.
Later, perhaps. For now, talk to me. Tell me a story.
How about ice skating with Siri?
Heard about the time Siri and I went ice skating?
No, not that I recall.
The winter she trained here. A couple months in, she started complaining I was too harsh a teacher. Brushed it off at first. Then she asked me to go skating with her. Didn't really want to. I'd never been before. But she insisted. As soon as we hit the ice, she started skating circles around me, hollering, "No, not like that. Footwork. One, then the other. Crossover. No, wrong. Break with the heel of your skate, not the toes." Needless to say, from then on...
She became Vesemir.
He's awake. It's time. Time to lift the curse. Prepare the phylactery.
Oh, okay.
Never severe. Kaniatad. Nevid.
Vesemir is very displeased.
Kowal. Arriva. Endir. No, I won't let you.
That doesn't look good.
Yellow flask in my satchel.
Quiet. Listen.
Kowal. Kowal. Kaniatad.
Nevid severe. Kowal, Kaniatad. Nevid. Arriva. Endir. Geralt, the phylactery, open it.
Right, on it.
Canitad, Taran Anada, Dis.
Who is that?
Havelock?
You know him?
Yes. An elf. An owl. A sage.
Where is Ciri?
I think it's the elf that was helping her.
The Isle of Mists.
I think I called it.
But it's not... She's not safe. The hunt.
What does the hunt want from her?
The hunt. What's it want from Ciri?
Her blood. Elder blood. To open the gate. We cannot allow this.
Okay, the Isle of Mists. Where's that?
Isle of Mists. Where is it?
Everywhere. And nowhere.
Tremendously helpful,
Listen,
thank you.
Sage. We didn't lift that curse to play riddles with you.
Yvain. Arwen. Siran. In Skellige. Follow it into the mists. Hurry. Hurry.
Oh?
I tried to protect her. But the curse. The hunt has not found the Isle as yet. It is a matter of time. They...
Enough, Geralt. He's not yet free of death's grip.
Okay. Will he recover?
Is he gonna make it?
I can't. No. You saw. Not all went as planned. I lifted the curse, but
The trial has wrought havoc in his body. Violently twitching fingers, pupils that don't react to the light. Seen it many times before, too many.
toxins have permanently damaged his nervous system. Even if he does pull through, do you understand?
Yeah, he's never going to be the same, at the very least. That is, even if he does survive. But we have a location. We gotta go after Ciri.
I'm going to get Ciri.
Hold up. Don't you think you owe us some answers? How do you know this Avila? What's Ciri been doing with him?
Yennefer can tell you. Just keep an eye on him. He's not a friend.
What?
Perhaps not, but Ciri apparently trusted him. We should at least take his words seriously. You heard what he said. Take Ciri from that Isle of Mists, and the hunt will pick up her trail immediately. What then?
This seems like a bad idea. Basically saying, I don't have a plan. So, that's not a good idea. We'll be waiting as if, okay, we'll fight them off, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them. So, we have fought at least one in the past, but still probably not a great idea. Feel like, if you guys have any great suggestions, now wouldn't be a bad time, we'd certainly consider them.
What's your suggestion?
Ciri can't flee forever. One day she'll stumble, and she won't get a second chance. Time we, the hunted, became the hunters. Geralt will find Ciri and bring her here, and the hunt will follow. They'll expect to catch us by surprise, and they'll be sorely disappointed.
We
Alright.
plan to fight them. We five? In a crumbling castle?
Well, we'll patch up the roof.
Do we have a choice, besides delaying the inevitable?
Pretty Boy could try to round up a few others who know how to swing a sword.
Or wield magic?
We could certainly give that a shot. Yeah, I mean, these two things seem like, we can gather allies while you guys do stuff as well, right? We don't need to sit here and babysit you. I hope.
Fine. I'll get Ciri and recruit some allies. Bring everyone here. Got a few favors I can call in.
Any good-looking women in that batch?
Exclusively.
Well, I mean, it's not that far from the truth. But what about you guys?
And you? What do you plan to do?
I've Avalok to care for. He's certain to die without gentle, gradual magic treatment. There's hope if I help him. Not much, but better than naught.
Geralt actually said he's an enemy?
Boys
Or he's
and I
not an
consider
ally?
how we should greet our uninvited guests.
All right. Time I was on my way.
Good luck, Wolf, and give Cirilla our love.
Come back quickly, Geralt.
Okay! A lot just happened. A whole lot just happened. Updates on Uma, Yennefer, and probably Avallac'h as well. I'm very intrigued to read about Avallac'h. And did we complete Ugly Baby as well? Yes. Okay. Isle of Mists. Now, I am curious because we, in Brothers in Arms, Skellige, we'll definitely check those two things out. We did, of course, explore Skellige pretty darn thoroughly. So I'm curious where that island actually is. Is it a place that we happen to come across? And yeah, is this basically gonna mean we go around all these places? Velen, Novigrad, Skellige. Excuse me? Oh, I know why that happened. And try to get all of our friends that owe us favors. And I was gonna say, okay, sure, we certainly have some friends over here and there. Velen, despite being the biggest area, one person in particular who comes to mind who would have been one of our most significant and probably our only friend that we could have called upon, that person is dead. That person is Kira. And in case it wasn't clear, I did not want her to die. I wanted to save her life when that happened a long time ago. I did not realize that a petty argument would turn into us fighting to the death. So, that, of course, is less than ideal. But, let's see. Isle of Mists. Talk to friends who could help you defeat the hunt and ask them to join your fight and go to Skellige. So I think, let's see, for Novigrad, we've already... we need to help Triss with her side quest, but we have already done that, and apparently we don't talk to her again. Zoltan, Roach, Dijkstra, that makes a lot of sense. Those are all people that we helped out in the past. I'd have to imagine Krah, yeah. Ermion, a little bit surprising. Don't take him as much of a fighter, but Ceres certainly makes sense as well. And we did need to help Hjalmar and Ceres with their individual quests as well. And figure out who is going to be the person who succeeds in the throne. Nilfgaard Amir. Really interesting. I was curious who this was going to end up being. I was thinking Movran Voris, is that his name? The guy that we met and did the horse race with a while back that apparently Geralt seemed to be a little bit buddy-buddy with. You know, it seemed like they were kind of friends. But I suppose Emmer has, I mean, he's was/is our employer, so, and Ciri's father, so does have reason to, or certainly has some stake in this. I'm curious what the descriptions actually say. Geralt realized the fight against Aradin and his soldiers, who's Aradin? Is that someone in the Wild Hunt? Would most likely be the most difficult challenge he had ever faced. In addition, the stakes were higher than ever before. This time, he was not fighting for his own life, but that of Ciri, and by extension, the entire world. Since extraordinary circumstances call for extraordinary measures, the Witcher decided to swallow his pride and go to the Emperor of Nilfgaard for help. I suppose we're going to the Emperor of Nilfgaard for help. That doesn't necessarily mean that the Emperor himself will start fighting with us. Perhaps more so implies that the Emperor will, hopefully, give us the assistance of part of his absolutely ginormous army. That would be very helpful. Whereas in the other cases, it's more so getting some big names to, I think, legitimately fight alongside us. And I mean, some of these people, like Roach with the Temerians, Dijkstra with his people in the mob, and Zoltan maybe less so, but at least these two, in theory, might have some friends to come along with them. And Ceres/Croc, you know, plan on Cray and potentially just Skelligers in general. Maybe even Druids in general from Ermion. Don't know if we're going to get them to come along with us as well. But I'm curious where the Isle of Mist is. If we just take a look here. And we definitely want to assemble the troops first, and then head over to the Isle of Mist. Did this always have these little symbols here? Is that supposed to be a city there? I suppose it is. So where would that be? Like Fyresdal? Really the biggest city in southern Ardskellig? Oh, but it's probably Kaer Muir and where the Clan Drummond's hanging out, right? But not seeing anything that's lighting up right now. Do we have... We ran into at least one place where, yeah, we did not have any quests that put us there, but when we were just kind of navigating around the Seven Seas of Skellige, we came across this place in particular. The elders say an isolated cave on this coast was once used as a retreat by the world's most famous bard, before the rise of Dandelion, that is, the great Zirdne of Zangarbar, renowned from Nazir to Dragon Mountains for his ferocious lute strumming. Either that, or maybe your ancient tower, which was erected in the days when elves were the unchallenged masters of this land. No, I think this one looked like an obscure little place in the middle of nowhere. Anywhere else where we could potentially foresee there being a special island, like some of these smaller ones out here? I don't know about those. Not this one, where we have apparently the strongest enemy in the game. But, and then we were expecting to, at some point in time, end up back over here. So I don't know. I'm curious, very curious. But I think, for the most part, those questions will answer themselves in time. So, where to go first, in that case? We do have other things to attend to in the Novigrad area. Namely, if we take a look at our secondary quests here to see what else is remaining, we still have High Stakes, which is the Gwent tournament. We still have Free Spirit, which is collecting the books for Book Dude in Skellige. That's about about it. I don't think we have any Witcher Oh, we actually do have some Witcher contracts remaining. Those are in Velen, although... these might technically, given the level, kind of more or less be quests that are intended for more so DLC territory, which I think is generally considered something that you do after the main quest. Because in case it's not clear, we appear to be coming up on the end here. And see you later, Joel. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, we're prepping for the big battle here, obviously. So, I think we head back to Novigrad, sell some stuff, do the Gwent tournament, and then we start rallying the troops. I think. There's the portals that we did not get the chance to do anything with yet in Kaer Morhen here. Now, I imagine that even after we leave Kaer Morhen, we'll be able to come back here on a later occasion, if necessary. You know, even if there isn't necessarily anyone here who we need to speak to at this stage. You know, they're just prepping for their fight. I would like to believe we'd still be able to come back here to check that stuff out.